attack helicopters remain one of the few areas in which China's defense sector continues to lag behind its American and Russian counterparts, with its Z-10 generally less effective than the Apache or current Russian designs, but has greatly improved its performance since its introduction armament. The latest variant, the Z-10M, is formidable and replaces the old WZ-9 turboshaft engine with a more powerful WZ-16 that improves its flight performance and endurance. It also allows it to deploy up to 16 HJ-10 anti-tank missiles, which provide firepower on par with the latest US and Russian designs. The new version of the helicopter also has the advantages of active and passive countermeasures, a missile approach warning system, a radar warning receiver, an infrared jammer, and graphene-based armor overlays that greatly increase survivability. Its exhaust and side designs also seem to be an attempt to increase stealth performance. One of the notable advantages of the Z-10 over heavier, more complex competitors is ease of maintenance, low maintenance, and high availability, which could become more significant as the performance gap between it and competing designs narrows. AH-64E Apache. After its first flight in 1975, the AH-64 Apache attack helicopter went through a long and difficult development path until it was ready for service 11 years later in 1986. The helicopter was designed primarily to provide close air support against enemy tanks and was to be significantly heavier and better armed than its predecessor, the AH-1 Cobra, and carry more firepower. Despite its age, the Apache remains by far the most capable Western attack helicopter in terms of combat capability, with no other Western designs competing in the same range. The aircraft is particularly prized for its ability to operate at high altitudes, and in the case of more modern variants, for its powerful array of sensors, including longbow radar and state-of-the-art avionics. The helicopters can carry up to 76 Hydra 70mm unguided missiles or up to 16 AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. Helicopters in particular can also be equipped with short-range Stinger air-to-air missiles to neutralize smaller threats such as drones and other helicopters at close range. The Apache is a rapidly aging design, although there has been a very significant investment in upgrading it, which has been heavily focused on sensors and armaments to ensure it remains reliable and viable. However, a number of experts cited the difficulty of maintenance as a major drawback, as well as issues with the reliability of its array of sensors, especially when operating over water. While the end of the Cold War delayed the Apache's gradual decommissioning, replacement programs are underway, including the Future Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft, or FARA. Ka-52 Alligator. One of the few heavy attack helicopters to enter service since the end of the Cold War, the Ka-52 entered serial production in 2008, and an estimated 155 of them are currently in Russian service. The significantly higher cost compared to other Russian helicopter designs has limited its export sales, as Egypt is the only customer and has purchased 46 for its Mistral-class aircraft carriers. The Alligator's complex coaxial rotor system, typically of Kamov designs, makes it much more efficient than its domestic and foreign competitors, delivering increased payload and durability for the same engine power, as well as being quieter in the air and more compact on the ground. The helicopter is especially prized for its heavy armament, which includes 12 rigid hardpoints as well as cannons. They can carry weapons far beyond those of an attack helicopter, including Kh-31 cruise missiles, which are capable of firing at warships over 1,300 kilometers away. a range normally only seen on fighters or bombers. The ATAKA and Vickers missiles can penetrate armor up to 950mm and 1000mm thick respectively, with the latter having an impressive range of over 12 kilometers. Helicopter Mi-24P and Helicopter Mi-35 Hind. Introduced into service in 1972, the Mi-24 Hind is regarded as the most formidable attack helicopter of the Cold War era, and has proven to be highly capable in many theaters of war. Although post-Cold War design upgrades have been less extensive than the Apache, it is still regarded as one of the leading of its kind, with upgraded versions of the Mi-24P actively fighting against heavily armed insurgents in the Syrian theatre of operations. The Hind is the world's favourite attack helicopter, well ahead of nearly 60 active operators, while the Apache only has 17 and the Mi-28 has 2. The latest version, the Mi-24P-1M, boasts an AESA radar, a new modular direct infrared countermeasure system, an autopilot, an improved power supply, and an OPS 24N1L navigation and sighting station. It was reportedly developed from lessons learned from combat experience in the Syrian theatre of operations. The excellent performance characteristics of the Mi-24 allow it to maneuver very close to the ground next to infantry and armoured units, including shelling urban areas at street level. Another improved variant, renamed the Mi-35, uses some of the technology developed for the Mi-28, including the same steering system. Mi-28NM Chaos. The Mi-28 is one of the most expensive models, second only to the Alligator in price. The aircraft has been in service since 2009 and was sold to Algeria and Iraq during the active military operations of the Russian Air Force in Syria. Although less well optimized for anti-shipping or anti-aircraft defense than the Alligator, the Mi-28 can carry up to 16 anti-tank missiles or 80 80mm unguided rockets, providing massive firepower against enemy armor and infantry. In terms of flight performance, firepower, survivability, and ease of maintenance, the Mi-28 is significantly superior to its American competitor, the Apache, and is famous for its ability to fly backwards. The Mi-28NM, the newest variety of the helicopter, has been deployed to combat operations in Syria since 2017, and its performance has allowed the Russian Ministry of Defense to sign contracts for an additional 98 helicopters by the end of 2027. The upgraded version is a very significant improvement, with new VK2500P engines, a 13% increase in speed, all-round visibility provided by new sensors, and an upgraded fire control system. The Mi-28NM, in particular, can be armed with air-to-air missiles, IR-guided R-74M, similar to those used on the latest Russian fighter jets, which can also be used to neutralize cruise missiles and even hidden targets. This gives it a great advantage in enemy helicopter engagements, which can be similar to the massive helicopter-to-helicopter battles of the Iran-Iraq War, when no competing design has comparable air defense firepower. Russian military sources say Mi-28NM units could benefit from the ability to hide behind terrain and evade detection to ambush enemy aircraft. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe to our channel and we'll see you in